In the rugged landscapes of ancient Israel, during a time of constant strife with the Philistines, a child was born under a sacred vow. Samson was a Nazirite, consecrated to God from birth. And with this vow came a supernatural gift, a physical strength so immense it defied the laws of nature. His power was not in his muscles alone, but in his long, untouched hair, the symbol of his covenant. He could tear lions apart with his bare hands and topple armies with nothing but a jawbone. However, Samson's greatest weakness was not a physical one. It was his heart. He fell deeply in love with a woman named Delilah from the valley of Sorek. She was a woman of mesmerizing beauty and calculating mind. When the lords of the Philistines realized Samson's devotion to her, they approached Delilah with a king's ransom, 1,100 pieces of silver from each lord, if she could discover the secret of his strength and how to subdue him. The dance of deception began. One evening, as the golden sun dipped behind the Mediterranean horizon, Delilah looked into Samson's eyes and pleaded, "Tell me, where does your great strength lie?" Samson, wary yet playful, lied to her. "If you bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings that have not been dried, I will become as weak as any other man." While he slept, she bound him, and the Philistine soldiers waited in the shadows. "Samson, the Philistines are upon you," she cried. But Samson snapped the strings like charred flax. Delilah acted hurt, accusing him of making a fool of her. Again she asked, and again he lied, telling her that new ropes would hold him. Once more, he broke them like threads. A third time, he told her to weave his 7 braids into a fabric loom. Still, he awoke and ripped the loom from the wall. Finally, Delilah used the most potent weapon in her arsenal: emotional exhaustion. Day after day, she nagged and prodded him, crying that if he truly loved her, he would not keep secrets. Her words wore him down until his soul was vexed unto death. In a moment of tragic vulnerability, he bared his soul. "No razor has ever touched my head," he whispered. "If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me." Knowing she finally held the truth, Delilah sent word to the Philistine lords. As Samson fell into a deep, drug-like sleep upon her knees, a barber was summoned. The braids that symbolized his divine connection fell to the floor, one by one. When she cried out, "The Philistines are upon you!" Samson stood to fight, but the spirit had departed. He was human, frail, and alone. The Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes, and took him to Gaza in bronze shackles. He was forced to grind grain in a prison house, a blind giant mocked by his enemies. But as the months passed, the hair on his head began to grow back. The Philistines gathered in the great Temple of Dagon to celebrate their victory. They called for Samson to be brought out for their amusement. Thousands gathered, including all the Philistine leaders. Samson, guided by a young boy, asked to be placed between the 2 central pillars that supported the temple's roof. He leaned against them, feeling the cold stone, and prayed one last time, "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just once more." With a roar that shook the foundations of the earth, Samson pushed with all his regained might. The pillars buckled, the stone groaned, and the massive roof collapsed, burying the Philistine lords and Samson himself. In his death, he achieved a final, devastating victory, ending an era of oppression through a final act of sacrifice.